Hello Libra, welcome to the Black Hearted Oracle. Now this is your next 30-day reading and it's done in August. So whenever you come across this reading, that's when it begins. Now before we get started, I'd like to pay homage and reverence to Mother Sustainer, Father Creator, and of course my beautiful ancestors. Your opening guidance message is Serenity, Divine Light. It says, in Divine Light you overflow with love. You carry the sacred arrows that teach you about the clouds so full of water that the rain comes like droplets of wisdom into your sea of consciousness. And you begin to learn. The sacred flute carries your prayers of love and all the symbols of treasured peoples. The dreams reflected upon you with light of the great sun. You are a sacred lover full of fragrance, and the wind comes to spread your perfume across the land. You stand before the Great Spirit in a state of grace. Name your darkness, that sad quality that you have held, and as you call it by its name, feel it begin to disappear. You hold onto your faith the same way you grip your arrows of destiny. You are not meant to live in darkness, but in the light of your own integrity. Move with the flow of life and let go of any sadness from that earlier years. Be serene and at ease as the light begins to define you. And then 16, something greater. It says, live your life as a fearless warrior who sees the world as being much greater than yourself. Be humble and patient, having faith in something more. As a bird soars high above for greater vision, we too should attempt to soar and see the larger picture we are all a part of. What can be greater than a winged one who flies thousands of miles a year in expression of its true nature? Would you go to the ends of the earth to find your true self? Imagine the courage and tenacity of that tiny beating heart, always in search of something greater, the purest nectar of the Great Spirit. Do you recognize this in yourself? Now, the heart of the matter, you have pride, strangely lonely, holding on too tight, and you have mystic in the upright position, and its light attribute is reveals an intimate union with the divine. You have new start is coming, new moon, and you have a time for healing, balsamic moon. You have the new moon, new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra, and you have a win-win outcome is forecasted, full moon in Libra. You have patience, prayer, and faith with distant horizons, thief, faith, and privileged lady. Also have movement, the world, and the high priestess of earth. You have song of the siren, the call, the summoning, the voice to acknowledge. You have dreams, vivid dreaming, dream message, and dream teaching. And you have time out, awareness, contemplation, solitude, time alone. You have the sacred pool in reverse, and you have deep freeze in reverse. Now, what we can see from the cards that are on the board already is that you're going through a cycle of change, but you're very impatient about it. And it's like you're stealing from yourself because you're refusing to have the faith to put forth and ask the Creator, ask Mother Sustainer, acts of your ancestors, because it's like you're torn. Maybe you're stuck in the city and you're wanting to get to the country, or maybe you're stuck in the country and you want to get to the city. And what this is doing is robbing you of the joys that you could have in the present moment, because you're more conscious or you're more aware of something that isn't, and you're missing what is. I think because you're wanting to travel somewhere and your impatience is getting to you. You're always seeing the greater thing on the distant horizon. Even though your card patience is here about looking at things from a bigger picture, seeing the bigger picture in all matters, right? So if you're stuck somewhere that you're not really wanting to be right now, take the lesson out of it, or take the time that you have to pursue what it is that you want, or to get ready to pursue what it is that you want. Because a lot of your cards speak of, and as I'm shuffling and prepping the deck, it's the Empress, the new beginnings, the motherhood, creative energies. And you're being summoned to a greater dream, but it's going to need a time out for you. But you're so ready for this privileged lady, high priestess of earth energies, caring for the earth, the vitality, the creativity, the abundance that the earth offers. That's what you're waiting for. And for whatever it is that you're holding on to over here, don't allow your pride to get in the way, because the pride is holding on to this thing that you're holding on to. And you have to be very careful of that, because there's a new start here. Okay? Why is the pride here for Libras? Why is the pride here for Libras? Three of Earth. Yeah, there's something that you want to work on, right? But at this time, you're not able. It's some kind of business venture, some kind of partnership with someone, but this has to deal with a financial partnership. Why is strangely lonely here? Why is strangely lonely here? Why is strangely lonely here for Libras? What is Libra holding on to? You're holding on to something that is offering you financial benefits, but no compassion. There's little respect in this situation, but what it does offer you is the promise or offering you an opportunity to gain financially. But it's urging you to miss that opportunity and really get in touch with the divine, because there's an imbalance here with the finances and the respect or the love. Why is the Mystic here with the Four of Water? Or it could be that you are missing the opportunity to get in touch with Spirit because you're more focused on your finances. Why is the Mystic here with the Four of Water? Yeah, Eight of Earth. You're not having the time to work on your spiritual goals right now. Why is this new start coming for Libra? What is these double new moons here for? This could be in your season or from one phase of the Libra moon to the next phase of the Libra moon. Within that time frame, you're going to be forced to be in a bit of a stagnation, and it doesn't have to be like a physical stagnation. It could be a mental stagnation, an emotional stagnation, but I'm thinking it's more so a physical stagnation, Why is the start of the new moon here with the new romantic cycle here for Libra? Okay. Yeah, so the new romantic cycle is here for you, but you're gonna have to put your power into it, to put your belief into it, and know that you have the ability to manifest this new cycle that you're wanting and this new beginning that you're wanting. Why is the time for healing here with a win-win outcome? Okay. Six of Earth, yeah, because it's a win-win outcome. Once you can do the necessary healing, Libra, not only will you benefit yourself, but you'll benefit those around you. Why is Libra impatient about this distant horizon? What is this impatience with the distant horizon for Libra? Three of Earth. Yeah, because you're sitting there waiting on your ships to come in and it's getting to you. But there's very good things to look forward to. But again, it's telling you to have patience. It says abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. That's what I was saying. So even though you may not be able to physically move into the direction that you're wanting to, it's time for you to put your ducks in a row so that you can get to the things that you desperately are longing for. Why is the prayer and thief card here for Libra? Why is the prayer and thief card here for Libra? Why is the prayer and thief card here for Libra? Okay. Yeah, a leap of faith, follow your dream, unexpected opportunity. Careful of where your prayers are going, Libra, because you don't want to steal from yourself. That's what I was saying with this card, is that it felt like you were stealing from yourself. And maybe the reason why you'd be stealing from yourself is because you're not willing to take that leap of faith or step out on something new. Why is a dreamer here for the prayer and the thief card? Why is the dreamer here for the prayer? Okay. You're going to have to try something new. You're going to have to stop holding on to whatever this situation here is that you're strangely lonely and holding on to in order for you to get to your King of Earth energies. This is the fulfillment of all the things that you have wanted, the successful time, to confidently accept opportunities. And this is an unexpected opportunity, but you have to confidently accept it. It may not be with what you're thinking. Like as I was saying about you maybe wanting to be in the city, but you're stuck in the country, or you may be stuck in the country and wanting to go to the city. Vice versa. It's saying, see the opportunity in where you are. Make lemonade out of lemons. What is the faith in the privileged lady? Why is the faith in the privileged lady here? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, if you should happen to know Sagittarius, so again, which is funny because it's like this right here, which is the Temperance Angel has one foot on the land and one foot on the water. So to me, she's always trying to balance between her emotional and her practical needs. But the first thing that has to happen is that she has to fill her own cup by providing or going with the faith or providing the faith that's necessary to carry her towards her dreams. Or when I say her, it's just because of the cards and the interpretation, not gender-based, but it's just easier to say because you're stuck here waiting for your fruits to ripen on your tree. And it is going to ripen because the seeds are well planted. granted, and it's just a temporary pause in action. But there, you're unnecessarily worrying. The reason why you're worrying unnecessarily is because you have a lack of faith. Because there's time for positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward, and this whole section, that's pretty much what it's saying, is don't get caught up in the fact that things are slowing down a little. Don't get caught up in the fact that things are slowing down a little right now. It's time to prep. It's time to put your ducks in a row. It's time to put your affairs in order, because when things speed up, better have your foot on the ball. You know, you don't want to miss your shot because you're sitting in a woe is me kind of stance, you know, and haven't done the necessary work when you are being guided to, because your higher self and the divine is here guiding you to do the necessary work and put yourself in the position that you know you need to be when things starts rolling again. Why is the movement here with the Song of the Siren? Seven of Fire. Exactly. Oh, and Queen of Earth. Wow. Okay. Exactly. So it's telling you to make the movements towards the things that you really want, because you have a call within you. You've been summoned to this. You know, whatever it is, it's time for you to acknowledge that inner voice that's calling to you. You've been summoned. So make the necessary movements, because within that, you're going to have to be thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. So be sensible. Use your creativity to find your way to this Queen of Pentacles energy. And you got to stand up and defend your beliefs and hold your ground on the decisions that you've made. Choose your battles wisely, because sometimes we can get so caught up in this holding on to past things or holding on to what we think we want that we drain our energy and lack the necessary force to bring forth this new beginning that we're wanting into our lives. Why is the world here with the dreams for Libras? Why is the world here with the dreams for Libras? Four of Earth. So even though the world is going through a change right now, that doesn't mean that it's time for you to give up on your dreams. As a matter of fact, this is time for you to fight for them harder. And when I say fight, I don't mean literally like beat people up over your dreams. I mean like fight the doubt, fight the insecurities, fight all the reasons that something is telling you not to pursue these dreams, right? Because you have a very vivid dream. Your dream can teach people. There's messages for people around the world within these dreams that you have. Can't get caught up in thinking that, you know, you won't be able to achieve these. The world lays before you, and everything, if you look, the lotuses and the pond, so it's telling you everything that you've been through in the past, no matter if it was painful, no matter if you think it's not worth telling or it's something that you should hide away, it's telling you do not do that. It's time to use those things as the energy that pushes you forward, you know. And if you're stuck here holding on too tightly to your dreams. Like when I was growing up, there used to be this spiritual place that I used to go to. Well, I wouldn't call it this religious organization that I was a part of when I was younger. They used to have a talk on Sundays, right? And I remember this one time the person gave a talk and he was telling you about children. And he said, like, children are like springs, which to me, your dreams are just the same, right? And if you have a spring and you hold it so tightly in your hand, you grasp it with all your might. When they're 18 and it's time to unleash that hand, you let it go and the spring bounces and flies everywhere. So that's the same thing to me with your dreams, is the same thing. If you have your dream and it's in your hand and you're holding on so tightly and it's time now for this dream to be born, it flies everywhere because it's unfocused. But if you gradually open that hand by gradually doing the work daily, the dream sits right there in the middle of your hand. It goes nowhere. What I'm saying, it's yours to have and command. Your dream, just like the child would be right in your hand, like they wouldn't go far from what you've taught them because you gradually lifted the restrictions over time. Why is the High Priestess of Earth here with the timeout? Why is the High Priestess? Okay, thank you. Seven of Water. You're so desperately wanting these things that the High Priestess of Earth naturally has. It's bringing you a lot of confusion. Oh gosh. It's bringing you a lot of confusion, Libra, because it's like you don't know how to develop, because this is a 3 again, and that represents the Empress energies that popped out when I was just first shuffling. So this is the creative energy. This is the birthing energy. This is the mothering energy, the nurturing. So you naturally have the equal counterparts. You're naturally having the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies within you. But what happens is you're getting overly worked up about it. You're getting confused because there's so many options in where you can put these energies. Spirit is guiding you to take a time out to contemplate time alone in solitude in order for you to really wrap your head around what it is that you want. Because the sacred pool, it speaks of inner reflection. So this is upside down. So what this is telling you is that you are not having that sacred reflection. you are putting like your nightmares and your dreams and your fears into this sacred pool. And your sacred pool is like on the inside, so on the inside, so on the outside, as above, so below, so within, so without. You're creating nightmares in your life rather than actually listening to what your destiny and what you're being called to. You're sitting in a space of lack and not realizing that, yeah, you are in a time of deep freeze, a time of rest, but it's time to come out of that now. Why is the sacred pool here for Libra? Ten of Air. Because of whatever you've been through, you feel like you've been backstabbed and betrayed, and you keep cycling over these hurts. But you're at the end of this. So don't keep bringing it back up into your life if you're really already at the end of a difficult situation. It's time to embrace change and expect things to get better now. Recovery from an addiction. In unity. So either as a new romantic cycle begins here, you could be either leaving a relationship, it could be an end of a difficult relationship, or it could be an end of a relationship, or not the relationship, but it could be an end of the rocky part of a relationship, or the part that was always not fulfilling or always too much to handle, overburdening. It could be an end of that, right? Because right now you're going into a deep freeze, coming out of that deep freeze. Why is a deep freeze in reverse? It says, speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. Because a deep freeze speaks of a time where nothing grows, everything is barren. And it's not that it's barren, but it's the time out card. It's time for you to do the healing from this 10 of Earth. Why is the King of Air here? Yeah, look. The healing card. Whenever the cards flip sideways for me, this is like you're not fully there. It's hanging in the balance. So it's telling you that it's time for you to be strong, because this is the King of Air. This is in your suit. And it's telling you to totally be in your suit. It's time for you to do the healing. Whatever. It doesn't have to be a heartache. You know, it could be disappointments. Or it could just be like you feeling a bit useless. Or whatever way that you need healing, Libra, it's time for you to do that in order so that you can get out of, See, this is the King of Fire. Focus, 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 communication with vision, time to be a leader, advice from someone creative. But as again, you're slowly turning into that, you know, collecting your thoughts and your actions to move forward to exactly what you want. But you're going to have to come out of this phase of healing first. Okay. Okay. This is the Page of Water, so this is an apology. If you feel like you've been done wrong in some way or some fashion, it's time to stop harboring those feelings and release whatever you're holding on to that is stagnating your life, that is causing you to be unhealed. Because there's a new cycle coming in for you, but don't let your pride get in the way of it. Okay, let's get into the closing guidance. We have dance, laugh, love, laugh, trust. So, okay, bring happier energies into your life. Shake yourself up, dance, you know, let it out, and learn to trust these good feelings. Mental slavery. These cards are exactly what mental slavery speaks about, is being stuck in your mind, stuck in a past way of doing things, stuck by routine, stuck by tradition. Don't bury your talents. In this deep freeze of a cycle, do not bury your talents. And lastly, stand on your square. That Emperor stance, where you know exactly what it is that you want and you're going to go get it. Oh, 15 first. Look. The Lotus again. Transformation. The power of your intent leads you around the sacred wheel of endeavor. Begin today with trust and innocence in the early hours. Imagine a quiet pool and see the reflection of your true self. At noon, take a moment to close your eyes and dream. Imagine the transformation that this day offers you. Through your ability to love, seek the strength and wisdom to bring this transformation into action and into the words you speak. At night, give thanks for the illumination you have found. Know that the form of your intent leads you to the power of transformation. And number 6, flow. The flower of your being begins to bloom when you move within the flow of life. This is a process of letting go, moving your consciousness out of your mind and into your body mind, your shaman center, which is an inch or two below your navel. Feel the receptivity as you become still. Watch the waterfall flow as if you were the mountain high above it. Be serene, at ease, and totally within your power, and let the waterfall of life work for you. Become like a twig carried on its rushing surface. Become one with the water, dissolving the senses of your mind and living totally in your instinctual nature. Let go and relax into the eternal flow. How beautiful. Okay, Libra, I thank you so much for coming to the Black-Hearted Oracle. I pray these messages found you well, and I hope that you find your higher self in the quiet places, and may Ma'at hold you in her loving grace. Ashe.